So here we are in front of my girl's desk, and as you guys can see that she has a little bit of cool little things here. Don't worry about these cables down here, by the way, not very important. The whole point is that she has a very powerful computer that I have built for her over time. I made a video about that if you guys want to check it out for yourselves, but we're going to be mainly talking about the last piece or the last component that I feel like I need to finally upgrade, and that is the monitors. Now, we have been working from home over the last year and a half, so she has a dual monitor setup, but we're going to be focusing on this main monitor over here that she uses primarily for gaming. And with the friends over at Viotek, I'm finally going to be doing the last final upgrade to her overall setup. So these are the monitors that Viotek was very kind enough to send me. The first one that I have here is a 24-inch 144 hertz refresh rate IPS panel, which actually looks really good on paper. I know that 1080p isn't dead and won't be dead for a while, so I think it's still a great option for people to have, especially ones on a budget. Not exactly sure how much this one costs because I was mainly focused on this one. This is the one that we're going to be replacing her monitor with. This is a 27-inch 1440p monitor that has a refresh rate of 165 hertz. I am very excited because I feel like this is a viable upgrade to what she currently has, which is kind of like this one, except that the one that she has is not IPS display panel. This one, I believe, is still a VA, and I think what makes this monitor really great, by the way, I can't say the monitor numbers. I'm just calling this one the DAB. This one's going to be the CBA, but I don't think I'm going to be opening this one today. We're opening up the DAB. And the DAB, I feel like because it's 1440p, because it has a very nice refresh rate, even though it might be a VA panel, I think what makes this one a really great option, not only for my girl, but for anyone watching this, is because of the price. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this goes for about under $300, which for a 1440p 27-inch display is not a bad price in our day. It's actually one of the budget options. So we're going to be opening this, setting it up, and looking to see if it actually does make a difference going from 1080p over to 144 hertz despite the low price range. So the setup process is like any other monitor that you would buy. It comes with the basic things you would expect: the base, the power cord, and the DisplayPort cable, along with the screws needed to set it up. Setting up the base is simple enough, and attaching it to the monitor takes only 4 screws, nothing out of the ordinary. With the monitor all set up, the whole thing is nice and sturdy, if not a little too basic. The stand allows you to tilt the monitor up to a nice degree, but not much when pushing it down. It slides, tilts, and swivels enough to adjust it to your liking, but that's about it. It pretty much does enough to make you satisfied with its limited flexibility. Also, there is a ring around the back that illuminates in RGB if you are into that. Now, in our specific case, the stand and the ring doesn't really matter to us because this will be attached to a monitor arm, but I just wanted to show you its functions. The back I/O is pretty basic as well, but it should be enough for most gamers. It has 2 DisplayPort inputs along with an HDMI input and headphone jack. It also has the power plug along with a USB port that's intended only to upgrade the monitor firmware. I think this is just enough for what most people would need from a gaming monitor. Now, once set up, I dove into the graphical settings to make sure the monitor is ready for gaming. I set the refresh rate to 165 Hz, and once I enabled FreeSync Premium on the monitor, I enabled G-Sync, and it has been working flawlessly since. I want to test UFO so I can get a glimpse of its overall performance. I made sure the monitor was showing 165 Hz properly, and I didn't get any screen tearing, which is great. I also checked the motion picture response time, which is a great way to see the response time of the monitor. There is also graded gray, but the test UFO doesn't have a full test for it, and it's also debatable to use graded gray compared to picture response time to test both performance and motion blur. The test gave it just under 6 milliseconds response time, which I think is perfectly acceptable. Clearly, a lot of monitors out there are way better than this, but for a budget monitor, I think this is perfectly fine. Now, I know you can get faster times by changing some of the settings in the monitor and also by using the overclock settings, but I just leave it to stock to see exactly how it is out of the box. Now I tested just Shadow of the Tomb Raider on the monitor to see how it does with dark and light areas, and to be honest, I was very impressed for a monitor this low priced. The camera won't capture the true image quality here, but the blacks were really good. Although I did see some few gray areas in between, but it wasn't too much to make it a bad showing. Light shadows along with light reflections looked really good, and honestly the colors were vibrant enough to make the single player game really fun to look at. Now the colors themselves weren't the best. They weren't really sharp in certain areas, and sometimes it looks like it blended in with others, but it really wasn't bad. I think that for a monitor at this price point, you are getting a great display that does its job very well, with some obvious compromises in color, but overall it is a great showing. Alright guys, and there you all have it. This is the Viotek 27-inch 1440p monitor. I completely forgot what the actual name of it is. I know it ends in DAB, so I'm gonna just put it like right up here so you guys can know the actual name of it. I think is a fantastic looking monitor. It plays very well. As you guys saw in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think the colors look absolutely magnificent. I think it's bright, it's vibrant, it's very nice. It's not obviously the best you can get, because obviously if it was an IPS, the colors will look more sharp and more vibrant, but I think for what you're paying for under $300 for 1440p and 165 Hz, which by the way is absolutely smooth, especially with G-Sync on the RTX 3070, I think this is a great value for what you're getting. Please be known that I am not the most absolute expert when it comes to monitors and displays and things of that nature. I just look at it from the eyes of your average gamer, and I think for what you're paying for, this is a fantastic monitor for the price. I definitely want to thank Viotek for sending this over to me. I have the other 24-inch IPS panel that I definitely want to do some testing on. Let me know what you guys want to know in regards to that monitor in the comments below. And if you guys have any questions in regards to this specific monitor, I'm more than happy to answer it for you. But I think that this is a very viable upgrade for my girl, and I can't wait for her to actually start using it and playing and streaming and whatever it is she's going to be doing on this monitor. Thanks again to Viotek for sending this over to me. I absolutely love it, and I highly recommend it. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit like, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.